Have you ever started something but then stopped soon after because you didn't notice growth or improvement quick enough? I think this is something that a lot of us can identify with. But so often, important growth that happens in our life starts in very small ways, almost imperceptible. So maybe we need to persevere, even if we don't notice big improvements immediately. Let's talk more about this today on Gospel Minded. Hello, I'm Dr. Garrett Boyer. Welcome to Gospel Minded, an outreach of Benedictus Psychological Services. Check out that website, benedictuspsych.com. Every week here on Gospel Minded, we spend just a few moments talking about psychology, emotions, mental health, and well-being. And we reflect on how these important topics are related to the Sunday Gospel reading. This is not a substitute for actually getting yourself to church or participating in counseling, therapy, spiritual direction if you're involved with those sort of practices. But like we know so well, things of our mind and our psychology so often go beautifully together with our spirituality. Welcome if this is your first time seeing this channel. If you are returning, welcome back. Either way, please click subscribe and like this video, and then you'll never miss an episode of Gospel Minded. So friends, I didn't do a video last week. I was a little under the weather. Seems like I've been saying that a lot this year. And even today, I'm not feeling quite 100%, but I've got a lot of acetaminophen and Zicam in my system, and here we are. And I'm excited that we are talking today because the gospel for today has just some powerful parables. It's from Matthew chapter 13, verse 24 through 43. And the Lord lays out three really remarkable parables, but I want to focus for just a few moments on only one. And I'm going to read it. It says this: He proposed another parable to them. The kingdom of heaven is like a mustard seed that a person took and sowed in a field. It is the smallest of all the seeds, yet when full grown, it is the largest of plants. It becomes a large bush, and the birds of the sky come and dwell in its branches. So that is a short parable, but there is a lot of things to consider there. Of course, from a spiritual perspective, but psychologically, I can really spend some time unpacking this. But quickly, I just want to identify 3 points that I got from this. I think the first and most important thing is this idea that growth and development takes some time with whatever it is that you're trying to do. And I run across this a lot as a therapist, this sense of the immediacy bias. You know, doc, I tried this or I tried that and I didn't see improvement right away. You know, and I think we can all identify with this. I think about like myself. Take with the gym, for example. Well, I did all kinds of push-ups and all kinds of sit-ups yesterday, and I didn't eat candy for the last week. And what's wrong with me? I'm still not huge. I'm not big. Or like the person who starts playing an instrument. I started last week. I've been practicing for half an hour every day, and I still can't do Rachmaninoff perfectly. Things take a lot of time. And take this idea of the mustard seed in the parable. Not a lot of impressive features about a tiny little seed, but boy, the potential that is in that tiny seed to really take root and grow. I say all this because you need to give yourself some time and you need to allow growth to happen. And it doesn't happen in the snap of a finger, even though we would like that to be the case. So give yourself some time. We tend to judge beginnings by their size rather than their potential. And so often the growth mindset, the way we want to develop the beginnings of our growth are going to be invisible before they are really visible. The second point I wanted to bring up is that small things practiced with frequency can shape us. It can help us to develop character. So, with this idea of growth and development, there has to be a sense of continuity to it, a sort of, as it were, practicing to keep building and bringing it into a bigger and better, more realized fruition. And this can look a lot of different ways across a lot of different things. But I think about people in the context of therapy, wanting to feel more at peace within their own skin, wanting to become more regulated emotionally. Well, what about this? What about taking just 2 minutes a day of doing deep breathing exercises? That's nothing earth shattering. It's not going to change everything in the snap of a finger. But boy, if you can wrangle the self discipline to do just 2 minutes of deep breathing exercises a day, think of the benefits that that can have. And it's been shown to have benefits. What about 5 minutes of reading? I want to develop a better vocabulary. I want to feel more well read. Okay, well, you don't have to go and dive into every single great book in a matter of a week. Maybe just start small, a few minutes a day. When you can, do it consistently. You'll be surprised how quickly the gains start to add up. Somebody who wants to grow spiritually, what if you took even just 3 minutes a day for quiet, reflective prayer, offering a prayer of gratitude? What about 3 Hail Marys? None of this is earth shattering, and it's not going to change your life in an instant, but over time, this can really add up. And then, last of all, growth should not just be personal, only for me. The end of that parable is that the mustard seed grows into this gigantic bush, which is now a haven for the birds of the air to come and dwell. When we are growing and developing, when we get to a place where we are proud of what we've accomplished, when we are pleased with what we have done, I hope that our mindset is not that I made it and now this is just for me. But whatever it is, we ought to share whatever we have learned, the wisdom we have gained, the experience we've had. Take that out for the well being of others. Make yourself a haven. I think about this with regards to emotional stability. People come to therapy all the time trying to grow in this. And when people mature emotionally, psychologically, what can happen? They may themselves now become a safe place for some people to talk to. They may be able to talk to others with more empathy and compassion, perhaps, than they had been able to before. Perhaps they are an effective listener. My point is, however we grow, we should be looking for ways to take our growth and share it with others so that others can grow as well. So there is so much more that can be said about this parable alone, but these are just a few thoughts that I had thinking about this parable of the mustard seed this week. I'm going to be reflecting on it and thinking about it more. I hope you will as well. So between now and next time, let's think about this and let's keep one another in prayer. And I'll talk to you next time. I'm Dr. Garrett Boyer here at Gospel Minded. Take care.